All right, it's time to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's episode, happyhippo.com. So if you guys haven't checked this out, you got to go to happyhippo.com because they have some of the highest quality kratom products that I've ever come across. And if you guys aren't familiar with what kratom is, it's an herbal substance that has many different uses, everything from a balanced mind to energy. It can help you relax. And my wife and I, over the last couple of weeks, have tried out some of their products. And I have to say, it has improved her sleep specifically. She's very anxious and her mind runs at night, and it has helped her fall asleep and stay asleep. She actually was using one of the powders that comes in a pouch from Happy Hippo and just dropped it into her water, and off she went, and she was just she was very happy. Let me just put it that way. And so myself, during the workday, if you guys didn't know, I have a big boy job. I work in contract management, and I need that balance. I need the energy during the day, and they have something called Hyper Hippo and an energy shot. Those energy shots come in those little tiny bottles. You guys are familiar with it from other brands that use that type of packaging, but there's nothing like this, all right? This energy shot, I take it, easy to take, and within minutes, I feel the effects. There's no massive crash after I take it either, which is a huge deal, right? How many energy drinks have you taken and coffee have you drank throughout the day that just leads to the massive crash? Well, this doesn't, and it's an all-natural herb. And I'm telling you right now, it will help you get through your day. It can help you relax, depending on the type of product you're looking for. Happy Hippo delivers. And guess what? Right now, if you have an order of 200 or more, you can get free next day FedEx shipping. And also, their stuff tastes great. So check out happyhippo.com. Support the WWE podcast and Happy Hippo. And do yourself a favor as well, guys. I'm telling you right now, if it can help my wife go to sleep, for somebody as anxious as she is and as somebody that needs as much energy as I do during the day to do this podcast and to do my job during the day. And right now, you can save 15% on your entire order by using promo code WWE15. That's right, WWE15 will get you 15% off of your entire order. And starting August 28th, they are having their largest sale of the year on their Hyper Hippo product, 40% off. So you'll definitely want to check them out then. But anytime you can use WWE15 as your promo code to get 15% off your entire order. Check out happyhippo.com, whether you're trying to relax or whether you need energy or balance during the day. Happyhippo.com.
This is WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to the WWE Podcast.
The champ is the one that everybody wants, me. It's going to WrestleMania. Claymore! Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. This is my iron. You're going to acknowledge me.
Welcome to the WWE Podcast. It is Friday, October 6th, 2023. This is your official preview and prediction show for Fastlane taking place tomorrow night. And with this being done, I'm recording this as of Friday morning, so I won't be able to watch SmackDown before this because I don't have a time machine. So that means anything that happens, any last minute changes that happen, I won't be able to factor in SmackDown at all with my predictions, but I think everything's pretty much locked in and it's just final hype. There are sometimes last minute changes, but if those happen, then I guess I'm SOL. But welcome to the show, and if you guys want to go ad-free, patreon.com/WWE podcast is the place to go because it's a great time during PLEs to join. We have an exclusive Discord server for those of you who are patrons, and you're able to chat just with our other fellow patrons, so that's a whole lot of fun. And I'd like to welcome some brand new patrons to the show. Robert Henry, welcome to the party, my friend. Efren Chavez, welcome to the party. And Mr. Piff, welcome to the party of ad-free and everything else that comes with it, exclusive shows. The Anthony DeMarco After Dark show, the adult version, very much adult version of the show, comes to you tomorrow night. So that'll be probably sometime during the PLE. You can listen to that. But my review of the PLE will be done probably Sunday. If I'm feeling spunky and I'm not dead to the world by the time the pay-per-view ends, I'll try afterwards. But as I always try to set the bar low, and then it looks like I'm doing a better job when I exceed super low expectations. So it's a bit manipulative on my end. All right, well, now that I've shown my entire hand of cards, let's dive into the PLE. And this PLE, it looks like it doesn't look like. There are only 5 matches. Very, very small number of matches, even comparatively to most PLEs that have 6, 7. So that tells me these are long matches. That's cool. They have enough time to tell the story and breathe and not just rapid fire off matches. Which is also, I think, why we get a lot of championship matches on free TV, because they don't want to cram everything into a PLE, and then you're not giving the talent enough time to tell a story. So I'm all for fewer matches. I actually am. And let's start off with the 6-man tag team match here of the LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. So this one to me is all about Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. I expect this match is, I think, kind of a dark horse match. It got some attention, right? It hasn't been the focal point of most people's discussions over the last several weeks, including my own. But this is one that could surprise a lot of people in its quality, where, you're looking at this going, well, Bobby and Street Profits are going to win, which, by the way, I am predicting Bobby and the Street Profits to win. They have to. The LWO doesn't need the victory. This newly formed, solidified group now of the heel team of Bobby and the Street Profits need a victory to continue their momentum. But what I think people are underestimating is the quality of this match. This one could be I expect this is awesome chance. A lot of high spots, a lot of awesome near falls, reversals. The chemistry between the LWO and the Street Profits, I think, is going to be very much on display here. They work very well together. Lashley here is the only one that wrestles differently. Because of his body type and how he's just always performed. So he's going to be the powerhouse, no doubt, without question. But this is going to be a whole lot of fun that I think the Street Profits and Lashley are going to come out on top. I just don't see any other way. There's no way. The LWO winning here makes no sense. And I don't want to flip here just to, where Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are clearly the favorites. And WWE goes, let's do something different where, we're going to do what they don't expect. This makes no sense to do that. Okay. LWO has no business winning. It's all about Lashley and the Street Profits. And actually, the LWO, to be honest with you, is probably going to show signs of implosion here, where there could be some miscommunication. Maybe Santos Escobar decides to turn on Rey here, or leave the match in frustration, or there's, some kind of blind tag or something like that starts off where, we're going to see a absolute, or starting the cracks of the dissension with the LWO. Now, that may not be the case. It could just be a Bobby and Street Profits victory, matter of fact. But either way, the Bobby Lashley Street Profits faction, which yet to have a name, everyone's just calling it Hurt Business 2.0, but we're just calling it that because we don't know what else to say, but there has to be eventually a name for these guys. All right. Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. Finn and Damian versus Cody and Jay. All right. First of all, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, why they're getting a tag team championship match makes absolutely no sense here. They're not a tag team. They've never been a tag team. They were bitter rivals. In fact, they are the opposite of what a tag team is supposed to be by definition. This is also speaking to the lack of depth in the tag team division. But at the same time, they do have some really good tag teams that have been putting on really good matches over the last several weeks, and they are not putting these guys in a tag team match. Instead, they're putting Cody and Jay instead of actual tag teams that could help elevate them. This is going to do nothing for Cody and Jay from a, elevation standpoint or a, credibility standpoint. This kind of makes me angry that Cody and Jay are getting this opportunity when it should be an actual tag team getting this opportunity. It's kind of frustrating, but again, there is no question that this is going to be a really good match. Cody and Jay, Finn and Damian, all excellent in-ring wrestlers, in-ring performers, as WWE would probably force me to say. And I expect Cody and Jay to, well, lose. And this makes no sense if they win. Now, could they win? And then there's the dynamic of, can Cody trust Jay? And they're the tag team champions. And isn't that, they're kind of strange bedfellows, that kind of weird thing? Sure, I guess. But right now, Finn and Damian, who just recently captured the belts, are on a roll. They have almost all the gold. And this makes absolutely no sense for Cody and Jay to win. None. I expect Mommy to have a very big say. I expect Dom to have a very big say in this match, as they always do. And this is going to be a Cody and Jay loss. And could they implode too? Sure, I guess. But I wouldn't turn either of them heel here. There's no need. It's about furthering the story of Finn and Damian's dominance. Cody and Jay maybe have a miscommunication because they haven't been a tag team before. That's how they lose. And maybe there is some frustration, but ultimately neither turns on the other, and they win. Now, I'm trying to think of any X factors that could come in here, any weird things that could happen. And I would say Roman Reigns, but there's no need for Roman to be here. I would expect him to be in a match down the line, if you know what I mean, if he appears at all. All right, the Women's Championship Triple Threat match. Io Sky versus Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. This one, it feels like Io Sky, who's the champion, is the third wheel. I know that sounds strange, but to me also, this shouldn't be Asuka. It should be Bayley in this match. That's my feeling. And Charlotte Flair here could win. I have to say, there is a good chance that Charlotte Flair wins here. In fact, I'm going to choose her to win. I'm choosing Charlotte Flair to win this match, and it could be because of Bayley, who comes out and tries to help Io and looks like she's helping her, but then we question, was she really helping her, or was this an intentional doing by Bayley to dethrone Io? So those are going to be the dynamics here, and honestly, I would be really against Io retaining only because of how they've continued to treat her as champion. Now, if they want to change their tune and actually make her feel like a champion and not a third wheel, which is embarrassing as a champion, I mean, it's almost disgraceful. Not on Io's side, but what the creative has done with her. No voice. She's ringside for the matches now for the past several weeks. She doesn't feel important. It's disgraceful what they've done with Io. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel about it. And the focus, it's almost like when she won, the focus went off Io and onto other women. It's completely backwards and counterintuitive to what you wanted to do with Io's run. Now, I think that most people believe Io's going to retain, and I absolutely understand that. And she probably is the odds-on favorite for a reason. She just won it a couple of months ago. You want to give her more time. You could build Bayley and Io for the belt. But the way that I've felt about what they've done with her, it doesn't give me a whole lot of reason to believe they're going to keep the belt on her. Plus, Charlotte winning would get her closer and closer to her dad's record of 16 times. I believe she's a 14-time. So this would be her 15th, I believe. I'm sure you guys will correct me if I'm wrong here. But so it creeps her closer to that, adds another championship to Charlotte. And, Charlotte, if she wins here, would probably get booed. I wouldn't imagine if Charlotte wins that people are going to be elated, because Charlotte's been champion 98% of her career. So it's just going to kind of be another day at the office if she wins. And I'm predicting her to win because, I want to be a little bit different, but also my evidence is they don't seem to be wanting to do anything with Io. They just don't. They gave us the victory. She cashed in, she won. And now they're going to get to where they really want to be, which is Charlotte as champion. Now, could you inject Jade Cargill into this and have her, after Charlotte wins, come face to face with Charlotte? Yeah. In fact, I think that's a strong possibility if you want to really rush Jade Cargill up. Not rush her. If WWE truly feels that she's ready, then hey, bring her up. Why wait? But if they feel that she's got some fine tuning to do and that she, she's not exactly polished, then maybe keep her down in NXT a little bit longer. But I could see Charlotte winning. People booing like, oh my God, another Charlotte title reign. And then Jade Cargill comes face to face with Charlotte. Now, the downside of that would be Jade Cargill immediately goes to the championship picture, right? Like some people would have some resentment about that. But the way she looks, she's got a $1 million look. She does. Very unique. More muscular than any woman on the roster, including Rhea Ripley, including Raquel Rodriguez, including Bianca Belair. She is the most muscular, mesomorphic, I believe that's the correct body type, of the women in the entire company. So she has an amazing look. It would be a great first impression or first program for Jade against Charlotte. So that's my outside chance. I'm not predicting that to happen, but I'm going to go with Charlotte, even though I know Io is the favorite, just to be different and cool. But I could see an outside chance if Charlotte wins, of at least the fans go, oh, okay, well, Charlotte won, but look who her next opponent is. Just a thought. All right, now we get into the heavy hitters here. The World Heavyweight Championship last man standing match. God, I can't wait for this. This is the match I'm looking forward to the most, I have to say. Even more than the next one we're talking about with John Cena, but this one I really can't wait for because the story has been so damn good. Unbelievably good. It may be... No, you know what? It is Nakamura's best program ever with the company. Ever. And it has given him and breathed new life into his character. It's as if he's been resurrected. Everything that he's done beforehand, you want to just erase. Even with the Rick Boog stuff, that was mildly entertaining. Even after he main evented WrestleMania with AJ Styles how many years ago and winning the Rumble, all of that. This, to me, is even more important and more impressive than even with the AJ Styles match. That I actually think was a bit of a letdown. So this one, not only has the story been A+, but their last match was highly entertaining. The ring psychology, and see, this is what the biggest X factor for me is in this match. It's not even the moves and the kickouts and the near falls, which are just brilliantly done by these two men. Professional. I mean, absolute professionals. But it's the in-ring psychology of the little things. Like, for example, Shinsuke Nakamura's facials. The commentary done by Michael Cole has been really good too, telling the story about Nakamura and targeting the back and how Seth's back's hanging on by a thread. It's been just expertly done. Shinsuke Nakamura, his facial expressions are A+. That to me is what sells a lot of this. You can feel Seth Rollins' pain every time that Shinsuke targets the back of Seth. As fans sitting at home, you can almost feel it for him because this back injury is real. Now, is it as severe as WWE's putting it on that his back is hanging on by a thread? I think that's exacerbated a bit because if that was really the case, medical wouldn't clear him. Like if he was actually this close to being, in a wheelchair, or serious back injury where one wrong maneuver, one wrong bump, and he is, out for 2 years or whatever, and has to get major reconstructive surgery. Of course not. But it does seem like it's a nagging injury that's not going to get better with just rest. That it actually is going to need surgery. That I do believe, and that's still awesome to bring into this. The back injury has been the best thing that's ever happened to Seth's career in the last couple of years, I think, is this hidden back injury. One of the best things in a weird, morbid way. This back injury for Seth has been fun to bring into this program and has completely revived Shinsuke Nakamura, like from the ground up. So I expect getting back to the actual match, a violent match, one that sees a whole lot of 7, 8, and 9 counts. And do I expect any hanky-panky? No. But here's what I think about this one. This will probably go on last. This one, I would imagine, goes on last. even though the next match I'm going to announce is the semi-main event and could headline the event and could end the show, close the show, I still believe the World Heavyweight Championship should end the match, or I'm sorry, end the event, and I believe it will. So this means that I think Seth retains, but he is battered, beaten, broken, where he barely survives Shinsuke. Shinsuke loses here after maybe a couple of stomps, which puts Shinsuke down. And maybe we see Shinsuke's eyes roll into the back of his head like he did the last time, which that's the kind of little stuff I'm talking about. Shinsuke rolling his eyes in the back of his head after he got stomped by Seth at the last event was just awesome. Something I haven't seen been done yet, and it's just stuff like that, guys. I love it. And I expect Shinsuke here to lose, but boy, does Seth get, as WWE always puts, taken to the limit. But in this case, he actually will be. Could Shinsuke win? Sure, he has a chance, and I wouldn't hate it at all. If Shinsuke won here, I would love it, actually. Not that I think Seth's a bad champion, but Nakamura as champion, as this evil, conniving, attack from behind type of heel, and attacking personally Seth's family and how his daughters are going to view him. Oh, man, I have no issue with Shinsuke winning here. But I think Seth retains. However, I think Seth retains, and then there is a very strong possibility of Senor Money in the Bank cashing in here, because this is a perfect setup for someone who's going to cash in. It's a violent, leave it all in the ring, beat each other until you're half dead match with a last man standing stipulation. So that means it's set up perfectly for Damian to cash in. And I actually believe, do I think he's going to cash in? What's my official prediction? I do. I think Damian cashes in, Seth loses. Even after he retains the championship, we have a new World Heavyweight Champion in Damian Priest. And he trades in that briefcase for a belt. He wins. And, we have a new champion. And after this, where do things go? I mean, hey, Seth could be back in chase mode. It also frees up Seth to work with Cody down the line or work with Drew, but that's my guess. Now, the argument for Seth retaining and no Senor Money in the Bank is Drew McIntyre versus Seth is much more enticing than Damian Priest versus Drew. So Seth versus Drew is more enticing than Damian versus Drew, because I think Drew is on his path, on his way, very much so, in this slow heel turn to a World Heavyweight Championship match. So there's a very strong possibility that Seth does retain. Either way, Seth retaining is what I'm going with. As far as the other antics of the cash in, I'd say I'm still going to say yes, but with the Drew heel turn, that leans me towards no, because Drew is, I think, on his way to a World Heavyweight Championship heel run. So a lot moving here. But again, Shinsuke winning, I still love that. So, in order of likelihood, I think it's Damian Priest ultimately winning. The second most likely is Seth Rollins retaining clean, no cash in. And then the third likely is Shinsuke Nakamura retaining, or rather winning, with no cash in. I very much doubt that Shinsuke would win and then Damian would cash in. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So there's 4 options really, but that's how I think it's going to go down. All right, it's time to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's episode, happyhippo.com. So if you guys haven't checked this out, you got to go to happyhippo.com, because they have some of the highest quality kratom products that I've ever come across. And if you guys aren't familiar with what kratom is, it's an herbal substance that has many different uses, everything from a balanced mind to energy. It can help you relax. And my wife and I, over the last couple of weeks, have tried out some of their products. And I have to say, it has improved her sleep specifically. She's very anxious and her mind runs at night, and it has helped her fall asleep and stay asleep. She actually was using one of the powders that comes in a pouch from Happy Hippo, and just dropped it into her water, and off she went, and she was just she was very happy. Let me just put it that way. And so myself during the workday, if you guys didn't know, I have a big boy job. I work in contract management, and I need that balance. I need the energy during the day, and they have something called Hyper Hippo and an energy shot. Those energy shots come in those little tiny bottles. You guys are familiar with it from other brands that use that type of packaging, but there's nothing like this, all right? This energy shot, I take it, easy to take, and within minutes, I feel the effects. There's no massive crash after I take it either, which is a huge deal, right? How many energy drinks have you taken and coffee have you drank throughout the day that just leads to the massive crash? Well, this doesn't, and it's an all-natural herb. And I'm telling you right now, it will help you get through your day. It can help you relax, depending on the type of product you're looking for. Happy Hippo delivers. And guess what? Right now, if you have an order of 200 or more, you can get free next day FedEx shipping. And also their stuff tastes great. So check out happyhippo.com. Support the WWE podcast and Happy Hippo. And do yourself a favor as well, guys. I'm telling you right now, if it can help my wife go to sleep, for somebody as anxious as she is and as somebody that needs as much energy as I do during the day to do this podcast and to do my job during the day. And right now, you can save 15% on your entire order by using promo code WWE15. That's right, WWE15 will get you 15% off of your entire order. And starting August 28th, they are having their largest sale of the year on their Hyper Hippo product, 40% off. So you'll definitely want to check them out then. But anytime you can use WWE15 as your promo code to get 15% off your entire order. Check out happyhippo.com, whether you're trying to relax or whether you need energy or balance during the day. Happyhippo.com. All right, guys, let's get going here to the final match here, which again I don't think will main event the show, but there's cause for it too, depending on what the outcome is here, and that is John Cena and LA Knight, versus Jimmy Uso and Solo. Okay, so there's nothing on the line here other than pride, right? Nothing, no titles, no stipulations, no consequences other than your ego being bruised. So, from a wrestling perspective, I expect this to be a lot of fun. This should be about LA Knight, not about John Cena. Also, John Cena's run with the company is only going on for another few weeks. Remember, his run is through, October 27th, that final week in October. So, he could build to the Crown Jewel event, or he could just fade off into the distance until maybe WrestleMania, which I was hoping would be against Edge, but that seems highly unlikely now. Now, this match from a wrestling perspective, before I get all to the antics and what could come of this, I expect this to be a lot of fun. I don't expect LA Knight to turn on Cena. I expect some decent chemistry, hot tags, your typical heels dominating for 60% of the match, and John Cena is the one who's going to make the hot tag to LA Knight, not the other way around, right? John Cena is going to take a lot of beating in this match. Maybe after a hot start, the heels take over, and then John Cena builds to the hot tag to LA Knight because he's the one. Remember, whoever gets the hot tag is the one that they're focusing on and trying to build. Usually. Not always. But in this case, John Cena should be the one to reach out to LA Knight. And this should be fun because in-ring, a lot of near falls. I expect a massive effort from everyone involved. I expect a throwback night for John Cena. We'll get to see what he's really made of here in a longer form match, albeit tag team, so that the workload is split. So that'll be a lot of fun. A lot of STFs, attempted AAs, Samoan spikes. Now, what's most interesting to me isn't even that. It's what's the purpose of this match? Okay, egos, you want to beat up your enemy. What's this for? Why is this happening? Nothing on the line. What's going on? So I think what's going to happen here and what the purpose of this is obviously to elevate LA Knight. And by the way, I expect LA Knight to get the victory here, probably pinning Jimmy Uso. I think Jimmy being pinned by LA Knight would further the tension between Jimmy and Solo, where Jimmy's not really fully back in the bloodline yet. And I expect Paul Heyman at ringside, using his iPhone really weirdly to call Roman Reigns. And I know I went over that, by the way. He's actually using his phone the correct way. Yeah, sure, there's microphones actually by the earpiece, but it still looks stupid. Sorry, it just does. Now, LA Knight getting the victory over Jimmy Uso after hitting the blunt force trauma, BFT. That's how I expect this to end. But not completely. What I think is going to happen is Roman Reigns shows up and spears both Knight and Cena, or just Knight. And, maybe even Jimmy Uso. It's possible Roman lays everyone except Solo out. And then that's building to LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. I think they're going to get there probably pretty quickly because from what I'm understanding, Rock Roman is locked into WrestleMania 40, but they're also still going to do Cody versus Roman, and they're also still going to do LA Knight versus Roman. So Roman has a full schedule between now and Mania to cram in LA Knight and Cody, which is a bit discouraging because if that's happening, you know that it's probably unlikely that Roman's going to drop the belt and it's going to be carried into the match with The Rock at WrestleMania 40, which again, I am violently, if that's possible, opposed to. Meaning I want to flip my desk every time that I hear that. That's what I mean by that. It just makes no sense. And it does tip the scale or tip WWE's hand that Knight or Cody, both of them are not going to win. Now, am I excited for LA Knight and Roman Reigns? Yes. That's going to be fun. But it feels a little rushed. It does feel a little bit rushed. I'm not complaining. This is the position we wanted Knight in. And that's fine. I shouldn't. It's more of just a timing issue, and Roman's limited dates do kind of force WWE's hand to get this program going now. So I expect while Knight and Cena get the victory, Cena doesn't turn on Knight, Knight doesn't turn on Cena. They're all fine and well. But again, Roman at the very end lays everyone out and stands there tall with Solo and Paul Heyman. That's what I think is going to happen. And I expect that to happen. I'm pretty confident on that because that's how you would end the show. Now, if that's assuming they end the show. If this match doesn't end the show, then Roman probably isn't coming out. Now, I fully expect the World Heavyweight Championship to main event, but I could absolutely see. Now, that'll be your key, guys. That'll be your flag or your sign that Roman will probably come out at the end of this after the match is over to spear everyone except Solo is the match placement. If this match is anywhere but the main event, Roman's probably not coming back. And LA Knight and John Cena get the victory and everything feels good, which is still okay. That continues Knight's ascent, and Roman coming back presumably for the next week's SmackDown a week from today. You could then initiate Knight and Roman there. Sure. But if it's placed in the main event over the World Heavyweight Championship, that means they have something bigger in their eyes than the World Heavyweight Championship, which is Roman returning and spearing everyone in sight except Solo. So that's how I expect it to play out. I don't expect The Rock. Some people have been floating that around. No, I don't expect The Rock to be showing up here. Absolutely not. I think as we get forward in time, once Survivor Series hits, we can start talking about that. But I just expect Roman, if anybody, to return here over anyone else that could interfere. Now, is Randy Orton still possible? Sure, but that also doesn't seem likely from the reports I'm seeing. They are currently coming up with creative for his return, and Roman still has unfinished business with Randy. So Roman has a full damn plate. He's got to get his ass back here. Okay. He needs to stop sitting at home. He needs to come back. He needs to, have these programs that we're all waiting for, because we're told this is the most important championship, even though it's not there ever, or I shouldn't say that. Every 2 months he shows up now. That's about his schedule. And so he needs to come back there. I mean, he's got Randy. He's got AJ Styles, which, by the way, he could make an impact here. I keep forgetting about that. AJ Styles could come to help Knight and Cena against Jimmy and Solo. That's very possible. Maybe Roman doesn't come after the match. He comes during it, and AJ Styles ends up balancing it out and attacking Roman It's very possible there. So AJ Styles, I wouldn't rule out coming back as well during this match. I still expect Knight and Cena to win. It doesn't change my outcome. But think about the lineup that Roman Reigns has to work with here. And this is not saying, and I'm not saying that Roman has to work with all of these guys before WrestleMania. Absolutely not. But AJ Styles is still in the mix. Randy Orton is a dark horse that still has unfinished business with the bloodline from 18 plus months ago. We have, I was going to say Bray Wyatt. Sadly, we can't do that anymore. But we have, obviously, The Rock. But we have Cody Rhodes. And we have LA Knight. And even John Cena, if they wanted to go back to that program. So Roman Reigns has a full plate that he needs to come and sit down and eat. Okay? He's got a full plate of food. And he's deciding to sit at home and, starve. Weird analogy, I know, but it's the best I got. Now, do I expect anything else? Anything weird here? No, I don't. I don't think anything weird is going to happen. Again, Jade Cargill could be a surprise in the women's division, a surprise return or a surprise debut, rather. I think the crowd will pop massively for Jade Cargill if she does show up here and confront Charlotte Flair or Asuka or whoever. That's very possible. And it also is, it's yet another event without Rhea Ripley defending her women's championship. This is getting frustrating as hell. Rhea Ripley, the women's world champion, has had so few matches since WrestleMania, and it's not showcased here again. Rhea Ripley, I got to go back and look. How many times on PLEs has she defended her belt? I think it was SummerSlam. No, was it even SummerSlam? Yeah, I think it was SummerSlam. And it was at Extreme Rules in Puerto Rico, I think, against, I can't remember her name. And then it also was against Raquel. Was she on a PLE or was that on a Raw or something? So it's been like 2-3 times tops since WrestleMania that she's defended against opponents at the event, which is, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, she has Nia Jax lined up. I understand that. As much as I don't want to see Nia Jax at all on my TV screen, not in a heel heat way of, wow, she's so cool or so good, I want to see her get beat up. It's just, I want to change the channel. That's always the analogy I give when people want to tell me, oh, heel heat. See, she annoys you. You want to see her get beat up. No, I don't want to see her get beat up. I want her off my screen. I don't want her there. I want to change the channel. That's not heel heat. That's indifference and frustration. So anybody that argues with me, no, so you still have feelings for her. No, my feelings are go away. My feelings are I want to watch something else. I'm pretty sure you don't want that kind of heat. So that's to me the difference. And Nia Jax is to me just a turnoff on so many levels. But I understand the appeal. She's different, right? She's not like most girls. She's got size on her side, and she's terrible at promos. So we do know that. Anyway, I just everybody who's a Nia Jax lover out there is like, dude, shut up about her. Well, we all have our opinions, don't we? Nia Jax is I'm not a fan from any perspective of Nia Jax, but she's going to be working with Rhea Ripley for a while, and eventually Jade Cargill will come in and maybe put a stop to that as well. So that could be what they're setting up, and Jade Cargill doesn't interfere here in any way with the women on the SmackDown side of things. So we'll see. But I expect a very good event. As with almost, with the exception of SummerSlam, which I remember SummerSlam coming out of, I went, meh. Every other event, though, we came out of, and we've looked at this and said, well, the build hasn't been great, but man, this has been a great event. I expect the same here. And with 5 matches on the card, that means they get more time to tell stories, long-form matches. That means more time to breathe and less rapid fire of just getting through matches to get them on the card. I like that format, and I think we're going to come out of this going, wow, yeah, this is a lot of fun. So I expect that same feeling coming out of this. Again, guys, my full review may come Saturday night, but don't expect it. More likely Sunday or Sunday night. And then back to it as we look forward to Crown Jewel after this, the beloved Crown Jewel Saudi event. So I say that with a very large dose of sarcasm, and I hope you guys enjoy the event. Again, go ad-free on patreon.com/WWE podcast because you get the Discord server. After you become a patron, just message me. I'll send you the link to the Discord server. You click on it and you're in. And I hope that you decide to join us. And also head on over to Apple. Apple Podcasts has an ad-free feed as well for a 7 days free trial. And then it's just $2.99 a month. Also on WWEpodcast.com. If you want to go to the website, you can, and you can get everything ad-free there. There's also a merch shop. If you guys want to get some merch, it's available there. And I think that'll do it for me tonight, guys. Or today, this morning. It's actually morning. But enjoy SmackDown. Enjoy the PLE. Enjoy Discord. I will be tweeting probably throughout the show. So if you want to follow me on Twitter at wrestling_audio or just search the WWE podcast on Twitter, I'm right there. You can get my in-person thoughts, or rather my real-time thoughts. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, it's time to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's episode, happyhippo.com. So if you guys haven't checked this out, you got to go to happyhippo.com because they have some of the highest quality kratom products that I've ever come across. And if you guys aren't familiar with what kratom is, it's an herbal substance that has many different uses, everything from a balanced mind to energy. It can help you relax. And my wife and I, over the last couple of weeks, have tried out some of their products. And I have to say, it has improved her sleep specifically. She's very anxious and her mind runs at night, and it has helped her fall asleep and stay asleep. She actually was using one of the powders that comes in a pouch from Happy Hippo, and just dropped it into her water, and off she went, and she was just she was very happy. Let me just put it that way. And so myself, during the workday, if you guys didn't know, I have a big boy job. I work in contract management, and I need that balance. I need the energy during the day, and they have something called Hyper Hippo and an energy shot. Those energy shots come in those little tiny bottles. You guys are familiar with it from other brands that use that type of packaging, but there's nothing like this, all right? This energy shot, I take it, easy to take, and within minutes, I feel the effects. There's no massive crash after I take it either, which is a huge deal, right? How many energy drinks have you taken and coffee have you drank throughout the day that just leads to the massive crash? Well, this doesn't, and it's an all-natural herb. And I'm telling you right now, it will help you get through your day. It can help you relax, depending on the type of product you're looking for. Happy Hippo delivers. And guess what? Right now, if you have an order of 200 or more, you can get free next day FedEx shipping. And also, their stuff tastes great. So check out happyhippo.com. Support the WWE podcast and Happy Hippo. And do yourself a favor as well, guys. I'm telling you right now, if it can help my wife go to sleep, for somebody as anxious as she is, and as somebody that needs as much energy as I do during the day to do this podcast and to do my job during the day. And right now, you can save 15% on your entire order by using promo code WWE15. That's right, WWE15 will get you 15% off of your entire order. And starting August 28th, they are having their largest sale of the year on their Hyper Hippo product, 40% off. So you'll definitely want to check them out then. But anytime you can use WWE15 as your promo code to get 15% off your entire order. Check out happyhippo.com, whether you're trying to relax or whether you need energy or balance during the day. Happyhippo.com.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.